Imagine going from sleeping on the streets to having millions in your bank account, overnight. Today, we're diving into the wildest true stories of people who were homeless or nearly there, and then, with one lucky ticket, became millionaires. These aren't just about winning money, they're about instant, life-altering transformations. We'll break down how they won, what they did with the money, and where they are now. Some stories end in happiness, others in disaster. You won't believe how these lives changed overnight. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the infamous Michael Carroll, a name that became synonymous with both luck and chaos in the UK tabloids. At just 19 years old, Michael was working as a garbage collector in a small British town. He was barely scraping by, sometimes even sleeping rough with little hope for a brighter future. Life was tough and every day was a struggle to make ends meet. But then, with just a single £1 to spare, Michael bought a lottery ticket on a whim. Against all odds, that ticket changed his life forever. He won an astonishing 9.7 million, nearly £10 million overnight. Suddenly, he was catapulted from poverty to unimaginable wealth, becoming one of the richest teenagers in the entire country. The media swarmed, and Michael's face was splashed across every newspaper. He wasted no time quitting his job and bought a sprawling mansion in the countryside, but instead of settling down, he transformed his new home into a wild, non-stop party palace, open to anyone who wanted to join the fun. Michael splurged on fleets of luxury cars, BMWs, Mercedes, you name it. He even organized demolition derbies in his backyard, crashing expensive cars just for the thrill. Millions were spent on gold jewelry, lavish gifts for friends, and extravagant nights out. The money seemed endless, and the parties grew wilder. Police were called to his mansion dozens of times, and the property was frequently left in ruins after nights of excess. Michael's generosity attracted crowds, but also chaos. Fame and fortune hit Michael hard. He was overwhelmed by the sudden attention, hounded by paparazzi, and constantly surrounded by people who wanted a piece of his winnings. With no experience managing money, he quickly lost control. Within just a few years, the fortune vanished. The mansion was left abandoned and trashed, the luxury cars were wrecked or sold off, and the so-called friends who once filled his parties disappeared as quickly as they'd arrived. Michael's journey was a full circle. He went from bin man to millionaire and heartbreakingly, back to being broke. The dream had turned into a cautionary tale. Today Michael works manual jobs again, earning an honest living. Surprisingly, he says he's happier now than he ever was as a millionaire, finding peace in a simpler, more grounded life. He insists he has no regrets about his wild ride. For Michael, the experience was worth every penny, even if it all disappeared in the end. But his story stands as a powerful warning. Money can't buy happiness, and if you're not careful, it can vanish faster than you ever imagined. Sudden wealth can be as much a curse as a blessing, from rags to riches and back again. Michael Carroll's journey is legendary, a roller coaster of fortune, fame, and hard lessons learned. If you suddenly came into millions, would you have handled it any differently? Would you have made smarter choices, or would you have been swept up in the excitement, like Michael? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What would you do if you won the lottery? Stay tuned, because up next is another unbelievable story of luck, loss, and life-changing fortune. Next, meet Evelyn Adams from New Jersey, a woman who did the unthinkable and beat the odds not just once, but twice. Her story is one of incredible luck, but also a cautionary tale about what happens when fortune arrives faster than you can handle. In the mid-80s, Evelyn was living in a modest trailer park, working 2 jobs, one as a waitress and another as a cashier, just to make ends meet. Life was tough, and every paycheck was stretched thin to cover bills and basic needs. She dreamed of a better life, but it always seemed just out of reach. Then, in a twist of fate, Evelyn won $3.9 million in the New Jersey lottery. Overnight, she went from struggling to pay rent to being a local celebrity, with her face splashed across newspapers and TV screens. The win felt like a miracle, a chance to finally escape poverty. But the story didn't end there. Just 4 months later, lightning struck twice. Evelyn played the lottery again, and unbelievably, she won another $1.4 million. The odds of this happening are astronomical, making her one of the luckiest people in lottery history. News outlets everywhere covered her story. Winning twice is almost impossible, but Evelyn did it. She became a household name, and everyone wanted to know her secret. With her newfound wealth, Evelyn paid off all her debts, helped out her family, and even bought a small music store in town. She wanted to invest in her community and create a better future. But there was one problem: she had no experience running a business, and the challenges quickly piled up. As word spread, requests for money poured in from friends, relatives, and even strangers. Evelyn had a generous heart and found it hard to say no. She gave away thousands, hoping to help everyone who asked, but soon the demands became overwhelming. On top of that, Evelyn developed a gambling habit. She started spending more and more time in Atlantic City, hoping to turn her winnings into even more money. But the casinos took far more than they ever gave back, and she lost thousands at the slot machines and tables. The money vanished quickly, lost to bad investments, endless handouts, and her growing gambling addiction. She trusted the wrong people and made risky financial decisions without proper advice. Within just a few years, her $5.3 million fortune was completely gone. The dream had turned into a nightmare, and the money that once promised freedom now left her with nothing. Evelyn ended up right back where she started, living in a trailer, broke and alone, just a decade after her second win. The fame and fortune had faded, replaced by regret and hard lessons learned. Her story is a powerful lesson for all of us. Winning the lottery is just the beginning. The real challenge is managing that sudden wealth, making smart choices, and protecting yourself from the pressures that come with it. Even the luckiest person can lose it all without a plan, guidance, and the discipline to say no. Money can solve problems, but it can also create new ones if you're not prepared. What would you have done in Evelyn's shoes? Would you have made different choices, or fallen into the same traps? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's meet a winner who faced a different challenge. She was too young for the jackpot. Next up, Callie Rogers. Callie Rogers was just 16, a foster child in the UK, earning minimum wage. She lived a modest life, working hard to make ends meet while dreaming of a brighter future. Her days were filled with the routine of school and work, and like many teenagers, she had hopes and aspirations that seemed just out of reach. Then in a twist of fate, she won $1.9 million, about $3 million, overnight. The news was surreal, a dream come true, or so it seemed. The sudden influx of wealth promised to change her life forever. Too young to buy alcohol, but suddenly able to buy anything else. The world was now her oyster, and the possibilities seemed endless. She could afford luxuries she had only seen in magazines and on TV. She quit her job, bought gifts for family and friends, splurged on parties, designer clothes, and cosmetic surgery. The money allowed her to live a life of extravagance, far removed from her humble beginnings. However, the sudden wealth brought fake friends, stress, and isolation. People she thought she could trust turned out to be more interested in her money than in her well-being. The pressure of managing such a large sum at a young age took its toll. Callie struggled with depression and even attempted suicide. The mental health challenges she faced were overwhelming, and the money that was supposed to bring happiness instead brought despair. The money quickly disappeared: lavish spending, handouts, and emotional turmoil. The financial windfall that had once seemed like a blessing turned into a curse, draining her resources and leaving her emotionally exhausted. By her early 20s, she was broke, working as a cleaner, and raising her children alone. The reality of her situation was a stark contrast to the dreams she had when she first won the lottery. Looking back, Callie says the win ruined her life and calls for raising the lottery age limit. She believes that such a large sum of money is too much responsibility for a teenager to handle. Today, she's happier living simply, with a family and a career she loves. She has found peace in a more modest lifestyle, focusing on what truly matters. Her story is a stark reminder: sudden wealth, especially at a young age, can be more of a curse than a blessing. The allure of instant riches often overshadows the potential pitfalls. Would you trust a teenager with millions? Share your thoughts below. The debate continues on whether young people should be allowed to win such large sums. Now let's see what happened when a couple thought they'd bought their dream life. Their story is another example of how money can complicate life in unexpected ways. On to Laura and Roger Griffiths. Their journey with newfound wealth took them on a roller coaster ride of emotions and challenges. Lara and Roger Griffiths were a British couple struggling with bills and stress. In 2005, they won $1.8 million, about $2.75 million. They paid off their mortgage, quit their jobs and bought a dream home. Roger made a record with his band, Lara splurged on luxury trips and designer goods. For a while, life was perfect. But the 2008 financial crisis hit, and a bad investment wiped out much of their fortune. The stress of managing wealth strained their marriage. Arguments increased, and 6 years after their win, their marriage ended. The dream home was sold, possessions lost in a fire, and the money was gone. Both had to rebuild their lives from scratch. Lara later said, "Money is the root of all evil." Their story shows that money can't fix deeper problems, and can even create new ones. Would you risk it all for a dream life? Let us know in the comments. Now, for one of the most shocking lottery secrets ever. Denise Rossi from California won $1.3 million in a lottery pool, but kept it secret from her husband of 25 years. Just 11 days after winning, she filed for divorce, hiding her winnings from both her husband and the court. For 2 years, her secret was safe, until a letter about her lottery payments arrived at her ex-husband's new apartment. He took her to court, and the judge was furious at her deception. Instead of splitting the money, the judge awarded every penny to her ex-husband. Denise lost it all. Her secret backfired spectacularly. The case became a landmark warning: hide assets in a divorce, and you could lose everything. Denise's story is a lesson in karma and honesty. Would you have done the same? Tell us in the comments. Now, let's wrap up with what we've learned from these wild stories. Is winning the lottery a blessing or a curse? Let's find out. There you have it, 5 of the wildest rags to riches lottery stories ever. From instant fortunes to instant disasters, these stories prove that luck can change your life, but not always for the better. Winning millions is one thing, managing it is the real challenge. Some found happiness in simplicity after losing it all. If you won tomorrow, would you handle it any better? Let us know in the comments and share your own crazy lottery stories. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and down. On skur and down, and spur and hit the bell for more real life stories. See you in the next video.